The next step now is the baffle, the additional baffle we will kind of glue here. Since I want to veneer the Petit with a very nice Chilean apple wood, I also want to veneer here this additional baffle, but we will do first these sides, because when later we did already glue it to the baffle, to veneer this little corner here is quite difficult, so we will do that first.
Before I start to veneer, I would like to suggest you Franks Werkstatt der Lautsprechertechnik. He is coincidentally veneering right now as well, and his channel brings you a lot of knowledge in loudspeaker building, and the veneer he suggests is best choice for the beginner. The veneer I am using here right now I bought in the online shop of Metz Furniere, and this shop has a lot of nice leftover pieces which are cheap and beautiful. Metz has of course no idea I am advertising him here. At the beginning we will care the veneer of the extra baffle, especially the two little stripes on top. It seems I take quite some time until I develop a proper feeling how much wood glue I really need. Now I waited until the wood glue is nearly dry. When I put the veneer onto the wood, I use the iron to melt the wood glue. The veneer will start to stick onto the wood, but you still have to help a bit with your finger. And your finger will get quite hot then, by the way. When I apply the second piece of veneer, I have to put those two pieces so close together that the gap is not visible. When the veneer is fixed, it is time to cut away the excessive veneer with a very sharp blade, and then as well sand the whole piece flat. This work can turn out quite tiresome, but please don't break away the veneer. It can happen that you break more than you want, or you crack the veneer. That looks quite nice. Now I want to try a different version. Instead of ironing, I will apply pressure on the wood glue. That is a bit less stressful than the ironing, but the downside is you have to wait quite some time until the glue gets dry.
So, was sagst du zu meiner großen, dicken Hammer mit?
Better having too much on it than having a gap. With proper sanding, we can make this gap nearly invisible. You must sand the veneer only until it's level with the wood, never more. The sanding paper must make a perfect level plane. It must not round the edge of the veneer. When you do the sanding, never push the sanding paper to the outwards of the board. Move the sanding paper always inwards to the board. If you move it outwards, you can crack the veneer or even break off parts of it. As last step, we clean the edge. Very careful. Maybe only 1 or twice going over it is already fine. You really have to look very careful and look what to put where and how, so you don't put the panel wrong onto the box. So I'm checking if the glue is already dry enough to let the iron do its work. Yeah, I must admit it's not easy with these small veneer parts when you glue them with the iron, because the moment when the glue is melting, they slide around and your finger really get hot. But the pro side of the iron is you can immediately continue to work after gluing. If you use the traditional glue method with the pressure, you have to wait at least 4 hours or even the whole night until you can continue your work. Here you see the first fitting of the back panel that I will screw onto it later. Now it's about the front side of the extra buffle. Here we will use some Fugenleim papier. This is a taping paper that will help us connect 2 pieces of veneer permanently. Here you see the gap that we want to let disappear. Up there I already applied the taping paper. You can imagine the taping paper as an endless continuing postage stamp, and it works exactly like that. You lick it and you stick it, and it takes quite some time until it sticks. And if we have done everything correct, there is no gap visible anymore. The good thing on the taping paper is that it is so extremely thin that there are no tracks left when we remove it later on. My gravitation press. The veneer was quite warped, so it cracked here on the side, unfortunately.
veneering, well, I would say it's bearable. Some corners did not really glue completely. If you look in the detail here, you can see there is still a gap. Maybe the water bottles were not 100% heavy enough. It was around 50 kilograms, so 100 pounds. I guess we will try to flatten the corners with the iron. See how that works out.
How to repair corners.
So when you use the iron for the veneer, no matter how new or old the thing is, put it on the minimum. It's very important, it's minimum setting. If you have it too much heat, you will burn the veneer, and then it's over. The iron, the heat, will liquefy the glue, and then you can press it down a bit. Prepare some wood. For the thing it's quite hot. And be very careful at the corner that you don't break it.
Due to my retarded brain, I forgot to turn on the camera while repairing the edges. So we continue with part 2. Second time veneering got a bit better already. Look at it. Somebody is quite proud there. The veneer will reach its full glory when I have oiled it. Now it's not so shiny yet. Now I'm interested, what do you think of this veneering? If you liked it, I'm happy. If not, then please criticize me. In part 6 we finally have time to listen to it. I'm so thrilled. How will it sound? For today, thank you for joining us and see you next time.